Viking Raids, 8th–11th centuries. Welcome to our video on Viking Raids, a fascinating chapter in ancient history. The Vikings, known as fierce warriors, were expert seafarers who plundered coastal towns and monasteries. Their raids were often brutal and devastating, striking fear into the hearts of those they targeted. Viking longships, designed for both speed and agility, allowed them to navigate shallow waters and surprise their victims. These ships were typically equipped with a variety of weapons, including swords, axes, and spears. One of the primary motivations for their raids was the accumulation of wealth through raiding and trading. Viking raids were not limited to coastal areas, as they ventured far inland along rivers, sacking and pillaging villages. These raids were not only about acquiring riches but also about gaining political and social influence. Monastic communities were particularly vulnerable to Viking attacks, as they were often wealthy and had limited defenses. The Vikings targeted these communities for their treasures, including gold, silver, and precious religious artifacts. The Vikings' raids were often swift and well coordinated, exploiting weaknesses in defense systems and catching their opponents off guard. They would arrive by surprise, causing havoc and looting valuables, before disappearing just as quickly as they appeared. Viking raids had a significant impact on the regions they attacked, leaving a trail of destruction and fear in their wake. These raids disrupted trade routes and destabilized established political structures, forcing communities to fortify their defenses. The Vikings' reputation for brutality and ruthlessness led many towns and villages to negotiate peace treaties and pay tribute to avoid being attacked. Despite their violent nature, Viking raids also played a role in the spread of culture and knowledge. As they explored new lands, the Vikings encountered different peoples, exchanging ideas, customs, and technologies. Their raids brought them into contact with distant civilizations, broadening their worldview and expanding their understanding of the world. It is important to note that Vikings were not just violent raiders but also skilled craftsmen, traders, and explorers. Their raids were often a means to an end, allowing them to acquire resources and establish political dominance. While the Viking Age eventually came to an end, their raiding legacy continues to captivate historians and enthusiasts alike.